Hello, how are you doing today?
Hello,
How are you doing?
we're doing okay. Thank you for taking the time to see me today.
Oh, no problem. So, are there any concerns you would like to talk about today?
Um, I think I want to talk about that I should try to be, let's put it this way, less nicer, if there's a definition for this, and to be able to put more boundaries in my life, especially um, try to put me first before I put everybody else first.
Okay. So, what would this look like? Being less.
Oh, if I put me first, the
Mm-hmm.
things I would be doing, like going to the gym, having time for myself, not having to listen to everybody every day, um, people intruding on my time, intruding on my privacy. Um, so I probably have more time to talk to the kids. So yeah, it would look much better.
Okay. So, how do you think you will feel if you put yourself first and start setting boundaries?
I think it's gonna take me some time to adjust to that because I've always put other people first,
Mm-hmm.
meaning my husband, the kids, the job. Everything has to come first, and then my needs are always pushed after. And people know that that they can get away with it with me,
Mm-hmm.
because I always thought that in life there's three kinds of people. There are the people that are givers,
Mm-hmm.
and there are people that are takers,
Mm-hmm.
and there are people that are grabbers.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are givers are the people that when you give, not only do you give money, people think giving is about just giving money or
Mm-hmm.
giving material stuff. But when you give, you give. You give from your soul, you give your time, you give your attention, you give your patience. So that's the givers. The givers usually attract a lot of takers because takers, that's what they are. They just need to take whatever it is, your time, your effort, your energy, your space, everything that's around you, they need to take it. And then you have the grabbers. The grabbers are takers on steroids. These people just want to um, invade your place, invade your space, invade your time. These people leave you completely drained.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do they take, but they suck the energy out of you.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they're done with you, you feel so tired. You don't even you can't even think
Mm-hmm.
because they're so draining with their problems and their stuff and and because I'm such a giver, I feel like obliged to
Mm-hmm.
listen to somebody who's in agony. So that's why it's very hard.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you are tired of people draining you, and it's your turn to put yourself first. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm very tired of people draining me, but uh, sometimes I wonder what I can do about it.
Hmm. So what are some things that you think you can do about it in order from people to prevent from draining?
I think I'm pretty good at identifying who's a giver, who's a taker, and
Hmm.
who's a grabber. And problem is not that it's not like I'm stupid and they walk all over me. That's not
Hmm.
what it is. I can recognize it. It's just that even then I recognize it, I don't have it in my heart to confront this person and say enough is enough,
Mhm.
because I'm just not mean spirited. I'm just by definition a very sweet person. And I just don't believe in hurting people's feelings. But I
Mhm.
think I have to realize that I have to do it. And because if I don't, then the person that's getting hurt is me.
Mhm. So you're able to identify that when you go out of your way and you are nice to people, you end up getting drained and you end up hurting your own feelings. Well, you end up getting hurt in the long run.
Hmm. That's true.
So, what do you think will happen if you um, decided to tell people no? Like, why do you think you will hurt their feelings if you say no?
If I decide to say no, um, I think uh, I don't think I have ever, like, it's not like I can say no for things that are very majorly important,
Mhm.
that I feel like somebody's gonna get hurt, or it's not even good for the sake of the whole company. But then
Mhm.
if it's a little thing, I just let it go. I just let
Mhm.
it pass and go, which I shouldn't, because I think people test the water, and when you give them a little, then they want again and they want again and they want more.
Mhm.
So I should just be able to put more boundaries and say, no, today I don't feel like doing this, or going to have lunch, or I would rather stay in the office, or I'd rather stay home.
Mhm.
I should be able to do that.
Okay. So it sounds like you are able to identify that setting boundaries are good for you. So, what are some tasks that you can do in the future to set clear boundaries with those who drain you?
So, for example, I started last week telling people that they can't just pick up the phone and call,
Mhm.
that they definitely have to text me first before they pick up the phone and call.
Mhm.
So it's worked, and
Mhm.
I think that gives me time to say, I'll call you back or something. But
Mhm.
before, everybody just called, and I was receiving calls on top of calls,
Mhm.
and that can be extremely stressful.
Mhm. That sounds stressful. So, what are if you can name top three concerns that you struggle the most with as far as setting boundaries? What would they be with people?
Concerns that people will not obey the will not comply with
Mhm.
what I'm asking, and then they can push their boundaries, and I have to be a little bit more meaner, and
Mhm.
that's always a concern of mine.
Mhm.
And sometimes I also feel that if I'm misjudging, and maybe this person really needs help, and they're just not being just pushy and demanding, maybe their concern is, what do we say, is viable.
Mhm.
So these are my concerns.
Okay. So, what about yourself? As far as do you have concerns for yourself when you think about others and how they need help?
Well, if I think less of others, I'll definitely have more time for myself, and this
Mhm.
time is really seriously needed.
Okay.
So yeah, I wish I had more time for myself.
Mhm. So, how will you create more time for yourself?
um by doing, I guess, what my husband does, is this: when he's doing something, he refuses to be interrupted. And if you dare to interrupt him, it's not gonna look nice.
Mhm.
So it's a, I think if you create this kind of boundaries that when I'm doing what I'm doing, whatever it is that I'm doing at this moment, please don't interrupt.
Mhm.
And don't just barge in and expect to take from my time away from what I'm supposed to accomplish.
Mhm.
Because at the end, the grabber or the taker just do what they have to do, and you're left at the end of the day with chores that haven't been done, and you feel horrible.
Mhm. So is that a task that you feel like you can complete by staying
Oh,
focused?
attempt. I can attempt. I don't know if I can complete.
Mhm. What do you think will stand in your way? What will stop you from completing that task?
Because I'm good-hearted and I feel
Mhm.
bad for people, and I'm a helper. I'm a helper and a rescuer, so I just want to help and rescue everybody, which is really not my job.
That's true. So, if you can give yourself a task or an action plan for this coming up week to prevent yourself from being drained and focus more on yourself and self care, what would the action plan look like?
I'm gonna find time to go to the gym, that's for sure,
Okay. Mhm.
which I have not been doing for quite a while now.
Mhm.
So on this trip, which starts tomorrow, I'm gonna find this hotel has a good gym, and I'm gonna start going to the gym.
Okay.
That's
Okay. And I think that's really good because you can help yourself mentally. So, um, this session will conclude, but I just want to remind you of your tasks, and we can speak about this next week of staying in the gym so you can take care of yourself mentally and physically.
yes. Thank you so
Okay.
very.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Thank you.